All right, cheers.
This is John Boucher, potentially going to be speaking here.
If I'm with here, I can get right. Yeah. So that's right. I'll just squeeze as much as this. Yeah, that's perfect.
Maybe that's beside the window, is that much better? Okay, happy days. Huh? Taking it live, you know, or are they just... Alright, cheers, see you later.
You okay for your sound? Can you hear me clearly? Yes? Okay. Okay. No problem, mate. Thanks. A little bit of slack, thank you.
I'm going to stick this thing up. Here, Liam. Thank you. Where do you say them? Other side? The microphone? No, the microphone.
Oh yes, pointed up. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a line in there.
I am, yes, I'm here for PA. Hello, yes, I have. Let me, not a problem. I'll send you a number of another potentially if you need of another person who might be available, might be able to help you. Okay? No problem. Liam, man, Liam. No problem. No problem. No, no, bye. Fiona appears to be there, so she did such a radio last night, like 12 o'clock. Waiting on the players. That'd be great. That'd be wonderful. Thank you. I'm at the Hamilton. Yeah, I'm at the kick-off tonight. I'm tired of life.
He has like the most going on outside of America because he has so I was happy with that. And then it's just been normal actually. And then I got no, it is. Yeah, it's not. But just I do that, but I did my even if you're not attacked in the street or headshot.
I'm speaking to Rory.
Supposed to be new, work for the
All night.
yeah. Gig, but it's been great. Did you know him before that?
No, it's just now. For a couple of hours. That's on this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when you get oh, right.
Is it bad? Oh, right, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be free before, but there's just card being going on. They're dropping right next to it.
So when you think about it, it's really I don't think.
I know, because when I came back, they also rugby league, I went on for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, the judge actually said, or I think they are, so they thought.
Yeah, like you have similar, exactly. Would you play weightlifting together?
She worked for a pacemaker for a while and then she caught on it wasn't very much of a future. No, she enjoyed it. She wanted to go to Canada. She photographed over there. No. She's getting on really good. COVID hat. Kind of works for us. She's really good on too. Crazy hat. Fed up or something. And the hairdresser shutting down.
He'll probably do it. Although I haven't seen him anymore. Irish today, very, down with big hook.
That one was meant to be
And now this morning, she's going to hell. Yeah. He's on American. I was doing the rounds last night. No way. I'm kind of busy. I don't know any more than you, so please. Really.
Can send the photos and videos and I can use this.
No way. I think they were back in with an Irish football, because that would have been maximum impact, like rush hour.
I saw when you were from some shoe shuffle.
Sorry for site.
Glad that happened, right?
That's my wife.
Should have happened.
It is, a busy person.
Tell you where to be there on the
Maybe you should let an officer and say hello.
That's what I was trying to, but he's snapping the hands out of my hand.
No, up there.
Oh,
Somebody overheard it, the mics.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Personal secretary live on whatever.
Our London office, decent sound over into them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do those kind of films, like. We do. Yeah. The ball goes way over there. I need to know what number he was because I don't think he'll figure out. Turned the wrong way, yeah. Like it's short. If you follow that, you'll not see him there, you have to stay in him, he goes up and turns round. His number. You are? I do some wine. No way, yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Especially if you're doing it. Then when you get up, well, keep reminding you, don't turn it back.
See you twice in 24 hours. You only see you twice a year. That's expandable. Yeah. Like one of our own hit, that's not cost us. No. Stephen, he has mistakes, so it has, you know. Are you in the R5?
He's coming down in a minute, so you're going to have to move. No, I need over here. Thank you. So, I just need to get through here.
There's space here.
We can, yeah.
Who's going to ask the first question?
Yeah, go on.
BBC?
Down for Sky.
Sky? BT?
Then stick me this somewhere with you as well.
UTV?
Yeah.
PA? Sorry. Okay, so BBC, Sky, Belfast Telegraph, UTV, PA, Cool FM.
GB News.
GB News.
Sorry, Boiler Media as well.
RTE.
You say Bauer?
Yeah.
You were from
News Talk.
Oh, from News Talk?
Yeah.
Okay, right, no, that's our lie then.
News Talk.
Dublin.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you were up.
And Paul's in the main, I get the blame.
Are we getting rid of
Yes, they say it will be easier version of
It's more for show.
Right, okay.
RTE.
Well, Emily, you drop it. Tell them to share as well.
You'd be out.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Police Headquarters. This afternoon, I want to brief you all on the disorder of last night, and I also want to give some important reassurance messages to our communities across Northern Ireland. Firstly, I want to strongly condemn the second night of disorder seen in some areas across Northern Ireland. This violent behaviour by a thuggish minority will not be tolerated. Last night, we saw significant disorder in Newtonabbey and Portadown. We, the police, used water cannon and fired 20 AEP to quell that disorder. We arrested 16 people. 2 have already been charged. 12 officers were injured, some by petrol bombs, following that significant rioting. I am hugely grateful to the efforts of my officers for their incredible resilience and bravery in the face of that disorder. It was clear from the outset that those who attended were not intent on peaceful protest, rather they were intent on violence. Today we have launched Up Exposure. You'll see behind me the first 2 images of men we wish to speak to in relation to the disorder. There will be further images released as our detectives work tirelessly to identify those responsible and bring them to justice. My message, my clear message to those who have taken part in violence or are thinking of taking to our streets: the stakes for you are high. We'll bring you to justice, and I know the judiciary in Northern Ireland stands ready to give long sentences to those bringing disorder to our streets. Our communities in Northern Ireland deserve to get back to normal. Yesterday, businesses shut their doors, trains were not running, and we saw schools close early due to fear. That is the impact these thugs are having. We, the PSNI, stand together with our communities. Together, we are all stronger than them. I know that the public look to us to feel safe, and that is a duty that weighs heavily on every police officer here in Northern Ireland. Tonight, we'll be back on the ground in significant numbers. Our numbers bolstered by our colleagues from Great Britain who are joining us on mutual aid. We'll see officers deployed all across Northern Ireland to protect our communities and to prevent disorder. Let me be clear, there can be peaceful protest. It is part of a democratic society. What we saw bears no resemblance to that. We should all listen to the words of the Ogilvy family, who issued an incredibly powerful statement calling for calm. They could not be more clear that violence is not in Stephen's name. I want to turn next to the disgraceful threats and intimidation directed to our nurses, doctors, carers and healthcare staff. Men and women who work every day to save lives and care for our sick relatives. They're the backbone of our public service. They're caring for our families, our friends and our loved ones. We're here to support them in the same way they support us. Tonight we'll be increasing our patrols of key areas. I've been talking to colleagues within health trusts and others to hear their concerns about their staff welfare. Today I'm meeting with Unison to hear their particular concerns and to offer our support. I'm also going to be meeting with members of the business community and minority communities to help reassure and get life back to normal here in Northern Ireland. The streets of Northern Ireland need to return to calm and order. Our children need to feel safe returning to their schools. Businesses need to feel they can open their doors. Everyone with influence needs to do all in their power to get the thugs off our streets. And I want to reassure you that the PSNI is there for all of our communities. The Chief Constable and I are very clear that we will be robust in bringing order to our streets. We will do our part to bring order. Happy to take any questions.
BBC. Thank you, Catherine Morrison from BBC and I. Who is behind this violence? What is your assessment of the level of involvement of loyalist paramilitaries? And can I ask you to comment on Sir Mark Rowley's claims that it was actors overseas agitating this trouble?
At this stage, we've no evidence to say that the violence has been coordinated by loyalist paramilitaries. But I want to be clear, if we find that to be the case, we will not be shy in calling that out. What we have seen is significant coordination from online social media activity, some from people within Northern Ireland and some from outside of Northern Ireland, outside the island of Ireland, generating that activity. That momentum, that drive, that toxicity is what's bringing people out onto the streets. It needs to stop.
Can I ask what the PSNI can do about that?
Yes, we have a really important role in trying to see what people are putting online, particularly the toxic, poisonous, vile, criminal messages that we see, and we're actively taking action against those who put that on there. I want to appeal directly to the big social media companies. If you're hosting material content on your sites that is encouraging disorder, that needs to stop. We, in the police, in government, and those people in those big companies need to do something about it. It's not helpful. We need to get life back to normal. They have a part to play in doing that.
Can I just clarify, have there been any arrests over social media material yet, or is it investigation?
At this stage, we've no arrests for social media content. That's part of our ongoing work.
Dan Wyatt from Sky News. Just on that social media side, what action have you taken so far against those who are spreading, for instance, lists for specific targets? And given the fact that you're meeting with minority group leaders, are you believing, is your thesis, that these attacks are targeted on race and nationality now?
I met just 2 nights ago with about 180 people who were there supporting different minority communities, and the sense of fear amongst them was really tangible. And I know just how important it is for me and my colleagues in the police service to give them the support that they have. Disinformation, spreading online, publication of addresses, many of whom are spurious, not factually correct, needs to stop. We have been actively patrolling in areas where we feel, as a result of that spurious information that's posted, there may be risk and harm, to try and give reassurance and protect within there. We are actively seeking out those bad actors, those people with malicious intent who are putting that on to cause danger, to whip up hysteria and to direct people to cause harm, so we can take their material down and we can target them. It's an active part of our investigation. What we saw the other night, particularly the first night of the disorder, was targeting of people's homes simply because of their ethnicity or where they came from. That cannot happen in Northern Ireland. We are a tolerant society. That is not what any of us, it's not our values. And the police service in Northern Ireland, we're doing everything to stop that happening again.
Belfast Telegraph.
Why are the rioters not listening to the PSNI about potential consequences? Do you need to be more explicit in showing the consequences of this behaviour?
I want to be really clear to those people who want to take to our streets to commit violence that the stakes for you are very high. We've published photographs today of people involved in that rioting. We made arrests last night. I'd asked them to look what happened last year, where 100 people were in effect charged in relation to what they did on our streets of Ballymena and Portadown. Young people amongst it, having a significant impact on their lives. Those who are maybe stirring up young people, getting them out onto the streets, bringing them out in masks to try and hide their identity. You need to stop that behaviour, because you're going to put young people at risk of becoming part of the criminal justice system. None of us want it. None of us need it. You need to do everything you can to stop doing that.
You spoke about hospital staff and increased patrols. Does that mean there will be increased patrols by police in and around hospitals? And what else can you say to reassure, hospital staff and workers who may be scared to go to work this evening?
I absolutely want to speak directly with those people working in our NHS, and really particularly those that are working in our estates, giving home care to our mums and dads, our loved ones. We cannot do without you here in Northern Ireland doing that really important work. As the police service, we want to support you doing that. So we'll be increasing our patrols in and around hospitals in a reassuring way to help those people. I'm really keen to hear from, and as I've said, I've got meetings arranged and be talking to colleagues within the health sector to make sure we're doing everything we can to support them, to listen to the issues that they have and do something about it. So please, those people working in our healthcare communities, we're there for you, we're side by side with you, we're shoulder to shoulder with you, we want to support you.
PA?
I wonder, could you give us a sense of the type of injuries and how the officers are doing in regard to what they sustained last night, and also just in regard to mutual aid? Do you have plans to ask for more officers? I mean, what's your capacity levels like at the moment? It obviously depends on what happens in the nights ahead.
Okay, thank you. And firstly, I'm really grateful for your question about the welfare of the officers. Look, policing's best in its crisis. Our guys and girls just want to get out in the streets, keep the streets safe. But obviously it's been a difficult couple of nights and we've got injuries to officers. Fortunately, most of them minor. I know most of them are straight back on the line where they want to be out protecting the public. So I'm really grateful for asking us that question in relation to it. Delighted to have colleagues from Great Britain coming to support us by way of mutual aid, many of whom will have worked here before when we have brought mutual aid across to help us deal with disorder previously. So they're skilled in it, and I think they're going to really add to the capacity that we have here. I have to say, policing across the UK is bending over backwards to help us. My phone and the Chief Constable's phone are constantly full of messages and calls from people to see how can they help, where can we support the Police Service of Northern Ireland. So I've no doubt, I hope this isn't the case, that we have to ask for the support further into next week, because I hope calm is restored and people see sense. But if we do, I've absolutely no doubt that we'll get that support.
Target Fiscal FM. I know, obviously, in terms of mutual aid, it's my understanding that they're Scottish officers. Can you tell me, in terms of how many, and also in terms of police dogs, what is your intention for tonight in terms of deploying them and where as well?
Thank you. The officers are coming actually from a range of police services. So yes, from Police Scotland, but also from those services that are in the north of England. So we'll see a range of officers here, and the first of those arrived last night, and we were delighted to greet them, and they'll be deployed out into our streets tonight. We're going to be using them absolutely hand in glove with our PSNI resources. They'll be available to be deployed across Northern Ireland, so members of the public will see them involved and out and about in different places as they go. We will, as we have had each night so far, not just our officers out on the streets ready to deal with disorder, but our officers out engaging with communities, providing that really important reassurance. Behind that, we'll have our specialist resources, as you saw deployed last night, water cannon, AEP, public order dogs, as part of our response in the round to dealing with disorder. I want to say again that there is a place for peaceful protest. We are absolutely there for people who want to have their voice heard, to have legitimate concerns dealt with. We are not there for people who are taking that into violence, and that's why we're prepared for that.
GB News.
Last year, the Ballymena riots was a bill of upwards of 5 million. What is the bill so far, and is that coming out of Northern Ireland's block grant, or will you be looking to Westminster to help with the police budget?
It's very early stages to give you a definitive cost. My focus now has been keeping the streets safe and getting all of the resources together. I wouldn't want people thinking that cost is influencing what we're putting out onto the streets, because here and now my priority is keeping the people of Northern Ireland safe and restoring order. Of course, in due course, we'll be working out how much this has cost. You're right, there was significant cost for the policing operation last year. It's not my thought now, but absolutely we will be putting a cost on it, and we'll be trying to work out how we get that funding back.
RTA?
No.
News Talk?
Protesters seem to be trying to make their way to the Chimney Corner Hotel last night, which accommodates asylum seekers. How concerned are the police that that type of accommodation could become a target over the coming days, weeks, months, and how do you protect facilities like that 24/7?
Well, the experience of last night, the night before, and actually what we saw last year was that there was definite targeting of premises amongst the disorder. We have had for some time within Northern Ireland, as we go about our daily patrolling, lists of premises and places that we think may be more likely to get this attention than others, and we've developed that with communities. So we know where communities feel fearful, so therefore we spend our time targeting and patrolling with them, and that's exactly what we're doing now. Clearly the premises at Chimney Corner has been somewhere that had protest activity at it before. That's why you will have seen protesters wanted to get there. We got there before them, blocked the road and drove them back over time, so we can understand where we may see activity. I'll say it was incredibly busy on the first night. There was we saw seats of disorder at various places, so we remain flexible to be able to surge our resource to where we need it, depending what we see in front of us on the night.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Okay, thank you all very much.
Good to meet you. Sure, I'll see you again.
I'm here tonight as well, so
Oh, okay.
actually both in the book.